This is so frustrating, so frustrating. To be at the right place, I mean, look at that beautiful church we have back there. But to be here not at the right moment, because even though the light is actually very nice this evening, in less than 24 hours, this place is gonna look amazing because it's gonna snow a few inches, the ground is gonna be covered in that white coat, probably the roof of the church as well. It's going to be perfect, but I won't be here to see it. The perfect subject, the perfect conditions, but life gets in the way because I got a family trip coming up, one I must go if I want to stay a married man. And I do. I really do, for sure. And this is why I believe that time is a photographer's most important asset by far. I'm so glad I still made the trip to photograph that church, even if the conditions weren't perfect. It's not in great shape and I'm afraid it'll collapse sooner rather than later. I guess that's another way time is very important. Anyway, I'm back home now, not just from North Dakota, but also from the family trip to North Carolina, and I'm happy to report I'm still a happily married man. Jokes aside though, there's a bit of cruelty in outdoor photography that you don't find in other creative pursuits. For a musician, a writer, or even a mechanic, the work is always there, waiting for them anytime they are ready. Outdoor photography is not like that. It refuses to be under your control. You can be as ready as you will ever be, but if the conditions are not there, the art is probably not going to happen. No matter how good or expensive the camera gear, how refined the vision, how many years of experience in the field, the light does what it wants. The fog rolls in when it rolls in. The storm breaks the way it breaks. You can do absolutely everything right and still come home with nothing. And then, the one morning the magic happens, you are stuck in a meeting or running errands. This was one of the main reasons why I quit my full-time job many years ago. It wasn't because I needed more time for photography necessarily, I was already getting out very often. What I gained with that transition was not more time, but more control over that time. The flexibility to be anywhere at any time, or almost any time, because life still gets in the way like it did in North Dakota. I'm gonna apply some financial wisdom to photography. It might sound a little bit weird, but hear me out. When it comes to investments, they say that time in the market beats timing the market. And that's because even though stocks usually go up over time, a lot of the gains come from just a handful of days. If we are out of the market when it goes up by 4-5%, we'll still be making some money, but the gains are gonna be much more modest. And I believe that photography works in a very similar fashion because yes, I do believe that there's always an image to be made out there. It's just waiting for us. That is the equivalent to the market going up 0.3%, 0.4%, 0.5%. But there are some days that are just special because we happen to be at the right place at the right moment. If we miss out on those days, we'll still have a beautiful portfolio, but it will be far from what we could have had if we had the chance and the time to photograph those days. And this is why I believe that time is a photographer's most important asset. It's not about the glass we use, it's not about the size of the sensor in our camera, it's not even about the vision, our vision, even though all of those things matter, of course. It's just that dedication and frequency matter even more because they give us better chances to be at the right place at the right time. It is the ability and the willingness to be out there again and again, early and late, on uncertain days as much as on those that are more promising. You might be thinking all of this is pretty demoralizing because you have a full-time job or a family to take care of, so you love photography but just don't have the time. I mean, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. You should still be able to make great photographs, but it will be harder for you to achieve your very best if you have other responsibilities to take care of. But this is true for everything in life. Every time we say yes to something, we are saying no to another thing or many other things. Going back to the church in North Dakota, I said no to that image because I wanted to say yes to a family vacation. At the same time, I said no to a probably much more stable financial life with a full-time job, and I said yes to the life that I have right now. It is much more uncertain, but I love it. But again, you can still make great photographs on the side. I have a video that I made a long time ago about how to make time for photography. I'll link it over there. Just get to know the spots locally that might benefit from special conditions like fog, snow, whatever. Just keep an eye on the weather, and when those conditions are more likely, just be ready to go there. And also always carry a camera with you. This is a realization I had many years ago, that life and photography for me stopped being two different things. To me, they are one thing now, so I always carry a camera with me no matter what I'm doing, and I've made some of my best work because of this. Anyway, I just wanted to share some of my thoughts on this. I hope it was entertaining. I will be back in North Dakota. I will be back at that church if it's still standing, and hopefully I will get the snow I couldn't get this time. That's all for today. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next time. As usual, you can get the behind the scenes for this trip to the Northern Plains on my Patreon page. I show there how I edited some of the photos, the places I visited, and more. It's also an amazing way to support my work and what I do here, so please consider joining us over there. And before letting you go, I want to show you the work of one of my Patreons, the amazing Mike DiMiola. He has a beautiful Instagram page. You should definitely follow him over there. Thank you so much, Mike, and thank you so much to all my patrons.